I grew up in Syracuse, New York, lived here most of my life. I did not grow up in an alcoholic family. My mom, I think, had one drink a year. It was a big deal. The hottest day in August, my dad would make her a Tom Collins and she'd sit out on the porch and drink it. And it was kind of an event because mom didn't drink. My maternal grandfather was an alcoholic and he ended up dying from complications of alcoholism. I never had a drink until I was 18 years old. Alcohol was not a big part of my life in my early adulthood. I had gotten drunk, but never considered having a problem with it. Until my middle 40s, I was working the night shift. I was living in Connecticut, isolated from my family, living alone, going to school to finish my bachelor's degree in nursing. It kind of just evolved. I would come home from work in the morning and have a glass of wine so that it would help me to go to sleep. One glass turned into two and turned into three, and it just kind of went from there. All of a sudden, I realized I was drinking a lot. It was kind of taking over my life. I couldn't stop. I was caught up in the addiction. I ended up telling a couple of friends and my brother and my sister. I ended up going to meetings for 3 months, and I didn't drink for 3 months. I thought, okay, well, I've got this licked. I'm in control now, I can drink like a regular person. Stopped going to these meetings and got right back in the old routine, to the point where I was drinking up to 20 liters of wine a week. I was at work one night and this gentleman came up to me. I knew he had a drinking problem. And he said to me one night, I haven't had a drink in 3 months and I'm going to outpatient therapy. A light went on. I thought, wow, this is working for him. Maybe this is something I can do. My brother, he was the one person who just never let the whole idea go. He'd always call me up and he'd say, are you good? And I'd have to say no. I drank again. I told him about this whole thought about outpatient therapy. He sat down next to me and he took my hand and he looked me in the eye. And he said, Donna, you have to do something. You have to promise me that you'll follow through. Because he said, I'm afraid you're gonna die. So I made him a promise that I would follow through. And that was a sacred promise to me. One morning after work, I ended up at Syracuse Behavioral Health. They got me in, they talked to me about the financial aspects. I talked to a nurse, I talked to a counselor, from the front desk ladies who signed you in when you came in for group, to the counselors, to the psychiatrists. I was treated with professionalism, with compassion, with respect. I've learned that addiction is not something that you really can beat on your own. You need people, you need ideas, suggestions, support. And you're with like-minded people. You are with people who understand your story, where you've come from. SBH. It's changed my life. It's saved my life. I wouldn't be where I am without it. I just feel like a new person. I definitely believe that my life has been transformed. I would not have these opportunities that are coming my way if I were still under the burden of my drinking addiction. I do take this one day at a time, but it's one good day at a time.